Greetings and welcome to my new calculus channel. I'm John Gabriel, and in today's discussion, I'm going to talk about some very common topic I've talked about before, but which has flummoxed mainstream mathematics academics. They're not mathematicians because in order to be a mathematician, one needs to produce great works, but none of them have produced great works, and the majority of them are in fact non-mathematicians. I mean, I think of fools like Professor Jack Hazinga and that idiot Andrew Wiles, who wrote 40 pages of proof that is totally worthless, or that fool Terence Dow, who is considered a mathematician, but who actually knows nothing about mathematics. Um, so, what I'd like to do now is just address a very simple issue. So when somebody writes something like this, gx is equal to x squared divided by x, and f of x is equal to x, these expressions here, x squared over x and x, are the same thing. I mean, listen, when my brilliant ancestors discovered numbers, there was no such thing as a domain or x in or out or any of this garbage about set theory, which is anti-mathematical rot, does not belong in mathematics, never has. Okay, so these expressions are the same thing. There was no such thing as zero being a number because zero is not a number. So those expressions are equivalent expressions. Okay, so let's look at this carefully. So, in fact, let's make this quite big. I should have done this before I started the video, but bear with me. You'll learn a lot, I promise you. I'm far more intelligent than you or anybody else on the planet, and that's not a boast, it's a fact. So if you write x squared over x, like that, and x, these expressions are the same. What does x squared over x mean? Well, x squared over x is a number, you morons. Okay, I'm calling you morons because most of you are morons. Those of you who are not morons, excuse me. I'm not addressing you. So what does x squared over x mean? It means it's a number that was obtained, right, from the measure of x squared by x. What does that mean? That means that you use x to measure x squared. How many times does x measure x squared? Exactly x times. Okay, exactly x times. You cannot put zero in either the numerator or denominator of a number because zero is not a number. Okay, so and of course, let me put numbers in here to show you what this means. So if you write, for example, let's say 9 by 3, that means that 3 measures 9 exactly 3 times, right? That means 3. It means 3 over 1, okay? Because 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives you 9. It's a measure, right? So you thought that division was subtraction. Well, it can be subtraction or addition. And why? Because addition is defined in terms of subtraction, okay? And so, for example, you cannot define subtraction in terms of addition. So you cannot, for example, say P minus Q and then have an expression here where you only use the plus operator. Did you get that, you morons? Okay, but you can define P plus Q as P minus Q, okay? But you cannot do that with addition because the order of operator sequences is minus, plus, and how about guessing the third one? No, it's not multiplication, you idiots. It's quotient. Multiplication comes last. Multiplication is defined in terms of quotient, okay? Now, you'll learn a lot about these things if you go to my Kindle site and you buy this book here called The Importance of Learning the Right Way. Okay, you'll see that almost everything you've been taught in mainstream mathematics is a load of bullshit. Okay. And your brains are full of bullshit. Now, be careful about quoting me, by the way. I don't say that the results of mainstream mathematics don't work. I'm saying that the theory is flawed. Okay. So coming back to this thing here, these are equivalent expressions. All right. And so this poor guy or poor person, whoever it was irritated. So I said, I sympathize with your struggles. There is no difference between the two expressions. They are identical numbers. So mainstream ignorance and stupidity introduced zero as a number, but in fact, zero is not a number at all, since all numbers are written as P over Q. There's no such thing as a real number. So whilst they think they can get away with P is equal to zero, they're actually fooling themselves. Why? Because to say zero over Q is like saying no number. Nothing's happening there. Zero over Q is not the result of a measure such as division. Okay, it's not the result of that. No operation is happening there. You're simply saying zero over Q is just zero. You're assuming that an operation has happened, but nothing has happened because Q cannot measure zero, can it? Look, I just showed you over here that that's what it means. Okay, that's what it means. Let's just clear this out. Goodness. Okay, new. So when you say P over Q, this means Q measures P. Okay, that's what it means. So, for example, if you write 3/4, that's a complete number. There's no division pending. The division is already done. That's the name we give to the measure. So if you have this as a ratio, this is a line segment, and then this, okay, then the measure of this ratio is equal to 3/4. Why? Because we use the counting process to give the measure a name, okay, which is 3/4. So now, can you have a ratio where either of these are zero? I mean, what are you going to measure if you put in zero here, you idiots? Number comes from ratio, you fucking morons. Trust me. Well, don't trust me. Read my articles and see if you can find any logical flaw. If not, shut your fucking sewer mouth, you bastards. I hate your guts because you're so fucking stupid and you're producing more stupids like you. Okay? So, what you need to do is listen carefully to what I tell you because your heads and your brains are a gutter and you're following the abject trash of incorrigibly stupid academics in the past, such as George Cantor, Gödel, however the hell you pronounce his name, it doesn't matter, Hilbert, and all those incredibly stupid baboons. So you've actually masturbated your brains. You're so fucking stupid and you don't even know it. And I'm not talking to you little driveling, sliveling, wet behind the ears, math undergraduates or PhDs. I'm talking to those who sit atop of your trash heap, those fucking baboons that you call math lecturers and teachers. I'm addressing you, you bastards. You need to be fired and put out to pasture, as they say. Not even put out to pasture. I would just burn the lot of you because you caused so much damage. Have you ever heard, by the way, of anyone winning one of the main math prizes who is not part of their clique? I doubt it because they produced papers that are too hard to wipe your ass on. Okay. And they get paid millions for that. They get Abel prizes and Fields Medal prizes, etc., etc. But they're incorrigibly stupid baboons, okay? And they've never had an aptitude for mathematics. It's like taking a Marcus Cliver and giving him an Abel prize or a Fields Medal. A Marcus Cliver is that typical idiot that you find in the mainstream, who I've talked about before. He's from Sweden. So he says, I say, I don't use language like I repeat. This is literally just a self-manufactured issue. This guy he's too much of a gentleman. Okay. I say it like it is. These guys are abject morons who've never had an aptitude for mathematics and never will. They don't understand what this expression means. It's a consequence of this arithmetic operation. Okay. So You don't put things in expressions like this. It's a number, you baboons. It's a number. There is nothing to put or place anywhere. The mental illness, this mental illness, finds itself in everything mainstream. For example, that fucking moron, Jack Hazinger, Professor Jack Hazinger, who caused so much libel about me and caused me terrific uh, uh, problems in my life, thinks that sine x over x is not the same as 1 minus x squared over 3 factorial, etc. They are identical, you idiots. Do you understand that? They're identical. Okay? So an easy way to see this, that they're identical, is to use my formula for sine x, which is closed form. I mean, Newton was an absolute nincompoop compared to my intelligence. Just like you, by the way. He was an idiot like you. Okay, if you use my formula, you'll see that you can divide by x, and that then if you really want to just dismiss the terms in x, you can. As you can see here, if you put, like you put shit in your brains, zero in the formula, you'll get one. Okay, there's no division, so to speak. So what your incorrigibly stupid priests of mainstream academia say is they would not be able to refute my formula because there is no division by zero. They say division by zero, but there is none in my formula. Okay, and there's no division by zero in sine x over x either. So, in answer to his question, how the fuck are you supposed to make people realize they're doing stuff like this? Well, you can't. You cannot fix stupid. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's like trying to teach a chimpanzee basic geometry. You can't. It's not possible. And once your brain becomes so infected and so brainwashed, you cannot even begin to think the right way. It's difficult to explain to you unless you have a certain amount of intelligence, and most of you are unfortunately not in that category. But those of you who are, fear not. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you understand. Now, I encourage you to become a member of my channel, by the way. I am totally anti mainstream. They don't know anything about mathematics. They don't know how to teach it. They do not understand it. Almost everything they do is wrong. And I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory, it's just how it is. They're idiots. Okay, total idiots. Buy my book, The Importance of Learning the Right Way. I promise you, you will, if you have 3 brain cells at least, you'll be blown away. Okay. And you'll be supporting the greatest mathematician today. Who's that? Yep, that's me. Okay. So for the price of a cup of coffee, and by the way, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, you fucking idiots. I hate your guts, whoever you are, if you're a math professor or a math teacher. You're not worthy to lick my ass clean. Your tongue is full of diseases. I would not allow your tongue near my ass. Do you understand that? And I will ridicule you and lambast you bastards till the day I die, because what I see with all of you is that your skulls are so fucking thick that nothing goes through. Okay, you don't get it, and you're dishonest. Those of you who do get it, you're dishonest. You're cowards. You're vile, filthy dirt. And I literally say that because it's true. That's how you are. You cannot be reasoned with because you care more about your careers, you care more about your uh, future, and you don't give a shit about future mathematicians or the progress of humanity. And that's why you've been going downhill the last 150 to 200 years, because you've been stuck on crap like set theory and topology, which are anti-mathematical rot, and the subject of logic, which has nothing to do with mathematics. If you're not already a subscriber on my channel, people, become a subscriber. Click like. I am persecuted, by the way, very much so. And mainstream academics hate me because I am to them an existential threat. I'm a career threat. They know it. That's why they have tried many times to destroy me. And they have made my life very miserable, by the way. In fact, they've made it impossible for me to get a job to support myself anywhere because of all the libel and the filth they've posted on sites like Sci.math, Quora, that Big Trash Pile, Reddit, Math Stack Exchange, and all the other mainstream forums. Why are they so against me? Because they know that I'm out to destroy them, and I will stop at nothing until they are destroyed. Even from the grave, I will fight them. My name is John Gabriel, and this is a New Calculus channel. Till next time, goodbye.